Hi, and welcome to another module of Admin 101. My name is Evan Luberto with the Success for Admins team, and this time we're going to be talking about Copilot. So you might be asking yourself, what is Copilot and who is able to use it? Well, in a short version, Copilot is a lifecycle communication solution that was built exclusively for customer success teams. With Copilot, you're going to be able to automate your outreach, which is going to improve your scale and efficiency of your business. It's going to allow you to email design and templates. So you're going to be able to create emails the way you want them to look, with different backgrounds, different text, and also it's going to allow you to use tokens to customize different fields. In addition to that, you're also going to get outreach analytics. So you're going to be able to understand your performance, who is opening your emails, how frequently are your emails being opened, who by, and you'll be able to look at and analyze different things quite efficiently. So for some more information on Copilot, Copilot enables customer success teams to launch automated emails within Gainsight. You'll be able to schedule them and have them sent on a regular basis, and also you can select which customers it is that are going to receive which emails to help you target different marketing segments. In addition to that, you'll be able to base the emails off of different attributes, so you can base it off of a health score, product usage, survey results, or the life cycle stages that someone may be in. It's going to allow you to keep track of different emails opened in clicks due to the analysis. And also, this doesn't replace marketing communications. So a CSM team is going to drive product adoption and it's going to use existing customers, but it's not going to replace all of the different communications you may already have, because marketing focuses on the lead generation as opposed to just customers. So something that quite frequently comes up is people ask, why should they use Copilot compared to a different email tool that they might be using? So there are a couple different reasons that we recommend using Copilot. So first of all, you're going to be able to leverage your customer data within Gainsight itself. So because all the information is already going to be listed in there, you'll be able to just continue building things off of the data that already represents itself. Your outreach data is all going to be integrated into Gainsight. That's the analysis that we're talking about. So you'll be able to check, look at all the different numbers all within one product. You'll be able to ensure that your customers are going to see all the important messages that you need to send out. While it is possible to opt out of some list, there are ways to make sure that everyone needs something if you flag an email as operational. In addition to that, you'll also be able to use the different systems that Gainsight has in place in order to ensure that you'll get a higher email reputation score. So you're going to be able to avoid spam, avoid blacklist, make sure that your emails get whitelisted, and get to the people you need your emails to get to. So a few features of Copilot is basically the 4 different parts of it, which we'll be covering more in depth later in this module. So the first part is going to be a power list. Power lists are essentially a contact list that's going to give you the ability to filter all of your different customers. It'll allow you to look at something from just a high NPS score, or a new customer only, all customers, just admins, or maybe just a customer that's up for renewal, or anything otherwise that you may see fit. A template is going to be something that allows you to format your email. It's going to allow you to use tokens so that emails will be able to very easily be reached by any and everyone that they may need to. In addition, outreaches will be able to be used so that you can send messages out via that, and it'll also allow you to schedule it so that you can send it out on a daily, a weekly, a monthly basis, or whatever it is that you may need. The last portion is analytics, which we mentioned before. This is where you'll be able to check the different statistics of each email, and you'll be able to also create a report that you could add to the C360 that makes it easier to track. So as for what the Copilot interface looks like, once you're under the Cockpit tab, you'll actually see a little pilot-looking icon. This right here is the Copilot interface. And then on the left side, you'll see all 4 of the different categories that we were just talking about, all in the order that they were, which, like I said, we'll cover more in depth shortly. So a few use cases that are pretty common and you may want to consider adding to your organization if they don't already have it are a personalized welcome from a CSM to make customers feel welcomed, obviously, something that could drive product adoption by features, an ongoing check-in email from CSMs to make sure everybody is on the same page and doing what you need, a reach out based on drops in a product usage or login. It'll help you identify risk and also help to try and resolve the risk and possibly turn it into an opportunity. You'll be able to share new product best practices and different kind of leadership content, maybe tutorials or different uses on the product as well. You'll be able to prepare yourself for renewal by being able to send out the messages that you need at the precise times that they're needed. And also, you'll be able to invite all of your customers to different events, training, or just overall anything that you may have going on that you would like your customers to know about. So as far as the email service options go, there are a few different ones that you can choose through. Basically, you can either choose Mandrill, which is going to be the default. This is going to be ideal for any customer that's sending less than 20,000 emails a quarter. If you are going to be sending more than 20,000 emails a quarter, we do recommend that you go ahead and use SendGrid instead. This is going to be able to send out more than 10,000 emails a month. It's going to require a dedicated IP address, but they are sent instantly. So the second that you click send, they're automatically going to be sent out. Whereas with Mandrill, whenever you send out, it will send them out, but it might take a little bit longer. So those are the key differences between those two options. A few best practices that we have here is going to be, it's always useful to use someone's name in the email body. It makes people feel like you're directly contacting them, which gives people a lot more reason to try and read the email or look at things more. Also, you should always offer an unsubscribe link in the emails and the surveys. It is available by default, but that way if people don't want to receive messages, they have the ability to get out of it so that way they're not being spammed, which could eventually lead to some kind of risk. Also, you should go ahead and provide your business address and footers of emails so that it's easy to ship you anything that you may need. Emails are going to be sent from you via Gainsight's IP address, so you should always select whatever it is you want the email to go out from. So if you have a customer success team and you want the customer success team to be their email address, or if you want the email address to be your personal email address, you'll be able to select all of those things and put them in, but it will all be sent out via Gainsight's IP. Also, for high-volume senders, IT should be able to enable the DKIM and SPF for email configuration, and also it could be possible to obtain your own IP address in order to assist with sending out large amounts of emails. If this is something that you think will apply to you, I would recommend reaching out to whoever your CSM is for Gainsight, asking them about it so that we can get the process started for you. Some tips and tricks that we have is that the person that you're trying to send an outreach to has to be a contact within Salesforce. So if you automatically are uploading new customers to your contact object, then they'll automatically be able to be accessed. However, if they're not, you need to make sure that you have someone added as a contact before you're going to be able to reach them via a power list. There is no current integration with Marketo or Eloqua via the time of this recording. MDA has to be activated because the email logs are all stored within the MDA email log objects. So make sure that that's something that's been activated within your org, and if it isn't, please reach out so that we can go ahead and make sure that that's something that you have done and walk you through it if it's not something that's been taken care of. The maximum number of recordings in a single power list is 100,000. If you go over that, the power list could have problems and not send. That is, of course, at the time of this recording. Also, you can assign different permissions specific to Copilot. So you can have certain people able to access outreaches and things like that, whereas others wouldn't be able to help you give control over your org. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and actually walk through Gainsight and what it is to create a power list, and then all the way through sending out an outreach. So feel free to follow along. So here we are within Gainsight. I've already accessed the Coppic tab and gone ahead and select Copilot so that we're in here already. Just leave the different things based on the left-hand side. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a power list. So here we are on the power list page. You will see there's a couple different things. All the different power lists you have created will be listed here. You'll have a search and then also filter criteria, which once you click on, it's going to be able to filter it down a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and click plus power list. First thing you should always do is name your power list. We're going to name this all customers. We're going to derive the list from Salesforce and then also from the contact object, which you can see you can just search here and we'll select the contact object. The next thing we're going to do is this is where we're going to fill in any and all criteria we may need by clicking on this plus criteria button. By clicking on this, we'll be able to select any and all criteria we'd like to search from via all of our contacts. So what we're actually going to pull up here is we're going to search for active. We'll find that under account. Once we have that pulled in, we're going to set it to equal and yes, because what we want to do is we want to search for all customers that are currently active within our organization. Once we've done that, the next thing we can see are the list fields down here. This is going to allow us to set up different tokens that we may think that are going to be something that's going to be necessary. For this in particular, we won't actually be needing to add any other tokens as we do have the account ID, the ID name, email, full name, and account ID. For this, we are going to add a few fields. So in order to do that, we're going to click plus. And once we click plus, we're going to go ahead and search to find the account ID name, which is right here. We are actually going to add a few ones. What we're going to look for is actually we're just going to add first name. This way we can select someone's first name whenever it is that we're doing this. You can see over here in the top right, this will allow us to set the different kinds of advanced logic that are going to be associated with our criteria. So if we brought in multiple things, we can make sure that it was reaching one or the other or everything. That'll assist with the filtration of your power list. Down here, we're going to see the account lookup is already going to be built off of the contact object. This is the way we're going to want this to be done. These bottom two checkboxes here are going to allow you to set it so when things are going to be refreshed. If this is the power list that you're going to be sending out quite frequently or something you're looking at quite often, it is recommended that you leave the checkbox of refresh this power list daily at a certain time. And this time should be something that's going to work best for your organization. As for a best practice, we generally recommend updating it every single day that you would need to at a time before people would reach in the office. So sometime at like 5 a.m. or something like that is going to be a popular time, as it will have allowed all the information overnight to gather and also allow you to update all the information from the previous evening. In our case, we're going to go ahead and uncheck this, but we are going to leave this, refresh the power list before the outreach is executed. This is going to be incredibly useful because if it refreshes every time the outreach is sent out, it'll make sure we're always sending it to an updated list. We're going to go ahead and hit save and refresh, and we'll be told that it was completed correctly. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on and actually create a template. In order to create a template, we'll want to click this to pull this back out, and then click on Email Template. Under here, you'll see the exact same way things looked before. You will see the Vault list under here. So if you're looking for a template that's already been created, feel free to click on this so that you can pull in a new one. But I'll show you how to make one otherwise. We're going to click plus template. You will want to make sure that you name your email template, and we are going to name this one all customers, just like we previously did. We are going to go ahead and enter in a subject, and so for this one, we're just going to go ahead and make it so that it's an invitation to event. Once we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have all of these different options here as creating a template. This is where we're going to be able to create the email as we need. You'll see here that we do have lots of familiar icons already. Works just the way that you would normally see everything. The only thing that you're going to see here differently is right here is going to be the ability to insert a report. So you can directly insert a report into here, and also you're going to see this right here, which will allow you to put placeholders in that later will become tokens that we can select. And I'll show you how to do that as well later. So now that we have our email very quickly typed up, this is something that's going to just allow you to look at and place more placeholders as you need. We'll be able to add placeholders anywhere and everywhere that we might need to. And so if this was something along the lines of updating someone about a CSM, we could put, for instance, we have recently noticed that your new CTA, insert a token, is going to be due insert token. And then you would later set both of those to a different date that might help you out. So once we have this set up, we're going to click Save. And now we're going to move on to an outreach. An outreach is going to be where we actually bring everything together in order to send everything out. In the top right over here, you'll see everything looks similar. The only difference is, much like back in the normal version of Cockpit, we have both a list and also a calendar view. And so clicking on this is going to load up the calendar so you can see when any and all outreaches may be available. We're going to go ahead and click on New Outreach. It's going to ask us to go ahead and name our outreach. It's going to ask us which list we want to send it to, which is going to be all customers. From name, this is where we're going to enter or select whatever it is that we want the name to be as. So for this, we're going to say account ID name. In this case, it would send from Gainsight. From the email address, now you can either select a list if you already have a drop down. What you'll do otherwise is you're just going to go ahead and type in your email address. Now that we have that typed in, if this is a reply to some kind of message, you can enter in whichever it is. Otherwise, you can ignore it. Up here at the top, you'll see there are a couple different things. You'll be able to view the power list by clicking here, but otherwise it's going to show you the number of customers and the number of contacts that have been reached. Here we're going to select the template. In order to find this quickly, we're going to search for all. We'll find all customers and we'll select that, and it's going to pull in the different placeholders that we have. Here, if we click this right here, we'll be able to search for different things. So we're going to say contact first name, and then for this one here, we'll go ahead and set this as the full name. Down here at the bottom, you can see that there are a couple different settings. One is to send this email once every X amount of days, which can be selected and changed based on whatever it's going to be needed. You also can uncheck it. And also the other one that's really important here is don't send email when token/default value is not available. If you unclick this, if for instance contact full name is unable to be brought up, this email will not send out. So it'll stop it from having incorrect tokens being sent out. We recommend always leaving this checked. However, if you do find a use case in which you believe that it should be unchecked, it's up to you. Just be aware that once that's done, it is possible that if there was a problem, it would be sent out incorrectly. We're going to go ahead and click Save now to keep this. Once you've clicked Save, you can see there's actually a couple different things that are going to be listed down here. You'll see that there's a preview, which preview is going to pull up the information that you previously had listed on this one. There's a run, which will make it so that you're running this immediately. Save if you have any other changes, and the final one is proceed to schedule, which we're going to click on to show you scheduling real quick. Once we've gone to scheduling, it's going to pull up the exact same view you saw previously. And say, for instance, we want this to send out Thursday. I'm going to click on here, and as soon as I click on here and see that it's Thursday, it'll say that it wants this to be sent out at whatever time. I'll enter in whatever time it is that I want by clicking here, and let's say we want it to be sent out at 10:30 p.m. I'll click Create. It's going to be scheduled, and you'll see it appears right here. Now, if I click on this, it'll allow me to update the time, but also it'll allow me to go ahead and delete it if it's something I want to remove from my calendar. The last thing you can look at here is going to be Analytics. Here under Analytics, it'll allow you to select different outreach so that you can view the numbers from it. So for instance, we're going to go ahead and click on this one and change the date range to be something within data. So we'll see that within this, you can see the amount that were sent, the amount that were opened, and the amount that were clicked. So with this being a test org, unfortunately, it doesn't have all the information, but you can see how the bar chart would work out with one having been sent here and one being opened here, but nothing was clicked within the email. So this will allow you to look through, see wherever was marked, spammed, or unsubscribed to it, and also it will show you any and all emails that might have bounced that were sent out. With that, that concludes this session of Admin 101. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next session.